order the Water Wastewater Commission meeting for Wednesday, February 4th, 2026. Roll call, Christian Jones,
Here.
Chad Martin,
Here.
Alex Selkirk,
Here.
and John Bailey here. Teresa won't be here tonight. She's, I think, coming down with a little flu or something, but we have a quorum. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes of the last meeting?
I'll make a motion, we approve the minutes of the last meeting.
Second?
Alex?
Yes.
Christian?
Yes.
Chad?
Yes.
Yes, okay, passes. Do we have anyone who wants to have any agenda additions?
I have a competitive bid issue that I would like to at least mention, waiving competitive bidding on some tank efficiency project.
From that survey thing?
It is, but I'm still collecting, I'm trying to collect some more data, so, but I'm gonna take it through council, but I want it to come through this body first, so we can either talk about it tonight or.
Okay, I'll pencil in number 4 is competitive bid.
Waive competitive bidding for tank efficiencies.
Waiver on tank deficiencies. Okay. Take it away, Tom.
Okay. So the first thing I want to do is show you, this is December's information because we didn't have your January meeting. So even though we have closed, I do want to give you some updates in this presentation that you would have seen in December on where we are in 2026 as far as your tax collections are concerned. As far as the water sold, we ended the year a little bit down from where our sales have been in 3 of the previous years. You can see that we pretty much leveled off. Our growth rate is not as robust. A lot of that has to do with the efficiency of the appliances being used. It has nothing to do with the revenue stream because that's controlled by the rates of the sales. But the sales were down in December and the end of the year. Probably, I'll show you that in a second, a little bit down. This would be at the gallons of water sold. What I'm trying to do now is show you down at the bottom here, the 8-year, this is an 8-year average sales for each of the months throughout the years, 2018 to 2025. So our average was 18, 422, 250 for each of the accumulated 8-year period. You look at 2025 and we're down in January 2.42%. And then you had some periods where we were above the 8-year average, 17 versus a 16 for the month of February, 15 versus 14. You follow it all the way across. But 7 of the 12 months, you were below the 8-year average for each of those periods. So at the end of the day, when you look at the totals for all of those 8-year periods, the average is 212,658. You're about a 0.5% below as far as your 8-year average is concerned. So you're pretty much holding stable. You're not growing your sale of water. That's your product. But most of your revenue increases that come from the actual rates.
Got a question for Pete. Not counting this weekend, we made a lot of water for not because of sales. Have we been making a little more water before, due to the cold weather, people dripping faucets and such? Do you see any?
Yes, the last couple of weeks we have, because James Fork also asked us to turn down.
Okay.
So the last 10 or 12 days, we've been doing about 500,000 gallons a day that we've been producing.
Okay.
Go back to.
Go ahead, Tom.
And you'll see your January numbers do come in higher than December numbers do normally. Because this has given you a little bit more on what your sales are. I didn't look at your numbers yet that you gave me. So what, do you know what that water sale was? My assistant who normally gets me those numbers right away, her father passed away and she's busy getting that taken care of. So as far as the years are going, what I'm trying to point out here is that you're pretty much flat in your sale of water over the end of the year. versus 211 for 2025. Remember, I'm comparing against the average, so. The water growth, still, you do have a positive trend, but you're falling off as of July through November period. That's below the trend line. That has a habit of pulling down the trend. And then on your sewers, same thing, a little bit of a more stable in here, but it's still below the trend line. Anything below the trend line pulls the trend line down, as long as it's consistent. As far as your fund report is concerned, I do have a little bit to add to this. If you do notice that you, against your actual 12/31/2025 amount was $6,000,003 as far as all-in funds are concerned. The one that's moving the greatest is the city sales and use tax, water, sewer restricted monies. That's used to funnel money back to the O&M accounts for the capital that's spent, because everything is funneled through both the water and the sewer O&M checking accounts. This would indicate that you started the year at $827,000 in the water O&M, and you ended the year at $611,000, or a decrease of 215. However, we wait until the end of the month in order to make the transfers, the pending transfer out of city sales and use tax. That transfer was done after 12/31, so I went ahead and showed you what that did. The transfer was $581,000. There was a big move in the water O&M side and the water capital spend. So we transferred from city sales and use tax $581,000 and $2,375 for the sewer, which is a $583,000 pull from the city sales and use tax. That pending adjustment that we do at fiscal year end is zero, but it does impact those three accounts. You're still 1.5 million down, but I wanted to show you that your ending balance in the water O&M technically was 1.1 million and 2.8 million in the water city sales and use tax, and your sewer was also 1 million. So that, these are the revised numbers after the transfer. That's what I was trying to point out there. So you wouldn't say, oh my gosh, we ended the year at 611. You technically didn't. We had to true up that, and that was done in January. So that would be the revised numbers. You're down almost 20% in all-in funds.
But we got a 1.6 million reimbursable waiting from the state.
That'd be great. Back into the water city sales and use tax, usable monies. Here's your write-offs. You didn't have technically the November numbers because those would have been given to you in December. In January, you would have the December numbers. So here's your November, as far as your total collection write-off charged by types, 24 customer accounts, $4,000, how it's spread between the water, sewer, and the sanitation. And then in December, you had 3 customers that were referred back to a collection write-off of $347, pretty much negligible. I wanted to show you that because you didn't have November numbers. The last you saw was October's. As far as your number of shutoffs by customers, your trend line is positive, if that's something to think about. Going down, negative is actually positive. For as far as the number of shutoffs, your amount was down to 91. Now that doesn't mean that was actual shutoffs, as we know that was what the system would have generated. There were people that come in at the last minute, and you don't really shut off 91 actual customers. As far as the city sales and use tax is concerned, we ended the, I'll just share that with you, we ended the year at negative, down 4.46% for the city sales and use tax in 2025. And so that's caused us to do a less than aggressive approach to our budgeting process for revenues, and that does impact you as well. Your 1% comes off of that, but I will point out that even though we budgeted a 0 growth in 2026, the numbers for January came in at 4.46% up. So we're about 4.5% up, and that does parlay into usable monies for you guys. It's greater than what we had budgeted. I will also show you that there's also something positive to think about, and that was that November was very robust as far as taxable sales. There is that Genesis called the rebate and the audit adjustments. In the month of January's distribution, there was $11,000 in rebate that was pulled from our distribution, and 2003 from the amount from audit adjustments. So a $13,600 hit from what we could have had in distributions. That's typically normal. If you notice, January 25, we had 14,005. We're a little better off this year than we were in previous. Our 4.46%, if you factored back in and took out the impact of the rebate and audit, it would have been 4.03, still 4%, very positive. But the taxable sales went up about $700,000 from the year-to-date 2026, negating the rebate audit adjustment from what was in 2025. So that's good. That's telling us that there were people out there spending their money inside the city limits and or online for purchases being delivered here to the tune of $700,000 greater than the previous year. That's a good trend. We've been seeing negative in 2025's year. All throughout the year it was negative. Now, 1 month does not make a trend, but hopefully it's the start, as A.C. Brown pointed out at the city council meeting, it's the start of a new trend. Now, as far as the promise that was made by none other than Mr. Posey, my gosh, you were gonna hit 50%, and in the capital spend, you actually did, 50.55%. So of your $10.9 million budget, $5.5 million was what you had spent. It was broken out between capital projects of $5.4 million and capital expenditures of $107,000. So, good kudos to you. You actually
Progress.
It is first time in a long time
And
that actually happened.
we've got probably 2 million or so up on that tank. I mean, they're doing the work, so the contract's let, just hadn't completed it for payment yet. Then we've got, what you said, about $250,000 on the bypass, Tim, you think?
I don't think it's that much.
Okay, a few $100,000.
Jeremy's got the last pay request, and he's justifying it right now.
And you got a little bit on your building,
We've got the full amount. to do
full
it.
amount on the building, okay.
And a little bit on Steep Creek, probably 58,000 on Steep Creek.
Okay. Well, we've got the committed 80%, sounds like, pretty close to it, so let's just get the work done. What's the sewer got going on? Anything?
No, but I kind of lowered my expectations this year, and I hope I can meet them.
Okay.
You know, we kind of came off of what, so I have anticipate spending what I budgeted.
Okay.
And the budget is about $8 million for you guys, so you're down from your 10, almost 11 million, about $3 million down. And I think your rationale on your budget was only the things that are necessary and the
Right,
works.
I tried to lower it to what I really thought we might do this year, and so we really are gonna try to do that.
Okay. So that's it, that's your financials, as far as December is concerned. Hopefully January's numbers all will be able to get later this month.
Parks Commission, floating dock and bridge project.
I presented a solution for us across the city lake to the Parks Commission. At our last meeting, they asked for me to come to y'all to get your blessing on it. It is something that's a little bit different, but I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility. The first thing the first slide will just show you a video of how they're laid out. You skip me, Tom. I think it's in there. It's okay, though. Quiet's kind of nice, though. So this is how that breaks down. I think the biggest key for y'all to understand is that these bridges, they float in the water, but they're also able to break away. So if for some reason the lake has a high flow situation, like we had in June of
22, and there's been other years too.
where water is rushing towards the dam, we're able to head to one of the shores and break off, and this bridge will actually swing into the body of the lake. And that's important in case there's any type of debris pile up on those bridges. It gives that debris an opportunity to flow and not just hang out on that bridge and just push against it constantly. Next slide. This is in Van Buren. I was actually able to go look at this one. This is Lake Luima. This is not really in y'all's purview, but these bridges are very nice. They're extremely sturdy when you walk across them. The end product is really cool. Probably go next.
Is that a kayak?
Oh yeah, so can you go, yeah, there's kayak launches on them as well. So we would have, 2 kayak launches on each side of the bridge to where folks would be able to, recreate on either side of the lake. Mhm. No, the black ones. Kind of in the middle.
That's what it's these?
Oh, you're not on the
Oh,
screen.
I'm not on these.
There you go. Those.
Well, I was pointing to them. These, okay.
How do you get across these? Like, you're gonna put it at the old bridge is what I think you said?
Yep, north of the old bridge to
So
where.
if I
it
put
goes
in
over
at the park and head towards the dam, I can only use half the lake? Do I gotta carry my kayak somehow over this bridge?
So that's the idea behind having 2 kayak launch, a kayak launch on either side of it.
Go over.
You can do A or B,
So
but
you
to
plan
do
it,
A and B, you gotta get out of the water and cross it, you know.
Well, that's a
you'd
lot
be
of
able
work.
to paddle
Yeah, it
to,
is.
you'd be able to paddle to the one on the bottom, and then use your oar paddle to pull yourself up on it. You can cross over the bridge and then hop on the other one and then set off again. And those actually have rollers on them to where it's pretty effortless to get across them. That was a little different in concept. Okay. This is Lake Luima again. Lake Luima. The next one's in Boonville. It's a Boonville, rehab center, I believe.
They don't have the jet outs.
Nope, that was pretty straightforward. And then it shows the 2 crossings. Like I said a second ago, the northern bridge would go on the north side of, the existing old iron bridge. I think part of the benefit of that is that you had the old iron bridge there to catch some of that debris that might be heading towards the dam. And then our bridge would just be a secondary line of defense, more or less. And then again, in those high flow situations, we'd be able to release it to where the bridge would swing out to the body of the lake, and that debris would start to pass through. A much simpler situation on the southern part, this would have the same release on it, to where the bridge would swing through that little channel, and, debris would be able to pass through if it needed to. And the whole idea behind all of this, and I think this has been years in the making, I think it was originally, for the old iron bridge to restore it. Unfortunately, that's just not cost effective for the Parks Department. It was gonna be well over $1 million to have it restored, in 2022, and the way prices are now, it would probably be closer to 1.5, between 1.5 and 2. These are a cost-effective option. They also give us opportunity to use TAP and RTP grants that we already have. And it's beneficial for us because it gives us the opportunity to wipe those grants off our books. They've been lingering for a while. So it also gives us the chance to cross, the lake to the other side and start to build trails for, loops, to where folks would be able to walk in a loop and then, head back to trailheads. Along, can't remember the name of the road right now that goes to the gun range.
Stewart Court,
Stewart Court, that's right.
or Lane sometimes, yeah.
And those are very old plans that came from Michael Young that I've been trying to get across over there so that we can have a loop. And the next slide shows cost breakdown, but I don't know if that's as interesting to you all because we're the one bearing the cost for everything.
You will go out and open it, release it where it'll open for the flow.
Yep.
You'll be out there a lot.
Well, you might be out there twice a year, you might go 2 years without being out there once, you know, it's gonna vary. When it's done, give me a call, show me how it's done, and if you're ever in a pinch, call me, I'll try to go down there and open it for you, if I'm capable of doing it, okay.
Yeah, I need the green light from y'all.
Okay, do I have a motion?
John, I think the health department's gonna have to weigh in on this, it's a source lake before it's a recreation lake. But you can certainly vote for it on the condition that the ADH is.
Okay, who's gonna contact the health department?
I can.
Okay, okay, okay,
Are you gonna be removing the old bridge or leaving it there?
it's gonna stay there.
Yeah, I think that they would also probably look poorly on us if we try to disturb some of that stuff.
Yeah, there's a few houses that love the view of the old bridge. Okay, do I have a motion?
I'll motion to accept the bridges as is.
Second.
You wanna say with health department approval?
Yeah,
Yeah, with health
our
department.
approval.
Second.
Okay, Alex?
How long would health department approval take?
I'm not sure, I know that we have a 300-foot buffer, they don't want anything going 300-foot buffer, and that's, you know, so I'm sure that that's the last bridge, but that was on a kind of a back area, they didn't have any issues with it, and it went along pretty fast, the one with Daniel McDaniel, the Tom Cuthbert Memorial type thing, they didn't have an issue with that, and they may not this. I know that there's a lot of debris, and I'm not trying to be negative, I'm just telling you, there is a lot of debris that comes up the lake all the time over the years I've been here. We have fished so many logs over that dam. It's just crazy. They're submerged and they just keep rising and keep coming out there. You know, hopefully, I didn't know about the breakaway thing. I just hope that doesn't end up done.
Okay, I'm gonna abstain.
Okay. Chris?
Yes.
Chad?
Yes.
Yes,
Passes by majority.
yeah. Okay, wastewater, Bell Park Splash Pad Utility Improvement Payment Request.
On December 15th, I received a final pay request through Jeremy Shores from Crawford for the splash pad, and it was $257,862. And that just happened to be when we had our budget meeting. I kind of mentioned it to Tom and maybe even you, because nothing about the splash pad was in my budget for 2025. So I didn't know how to proceed forward, and I was told maybe y'all have to approve it, whatever we did, whether we amended the budget to add it. But then in hindsight, since then, I've emailed you again, it was in the 2024 budget, and evidently maybe once it's designated, that even if it's not specifically spelled out. So I just need approval to submit that purchase order to pay.
How
And
much-
Crawford actually reached out to Hawkins Weir. I told him, that's a big amount. I wasn't here, and it's way after the fact that it was finished.
It's way after the fact in several ways.
So I tried to research to see if it was within, I mean, it's something that was done back in 2024 and was not even carried over on paper in 2025.
Well, that was part of the changeover thing, I think, a little bit.
So-
How much was it in 2024? How much do we have?
Well, that's another kicker.
Okay, I don't think it was that much if I remember right.
I think we're short.
Now, that was like 220 or 230, I think.
I actually had it broken down at one point. So, from my research, which may not be full because I have limited documentation, it looked like y'all originally did 287,000, you
Okay.
amended it to add 27,000 for a total of 314. And then last year, you did spend, or maybe in 2024, you spent 76,770 and another 13, and you had a remaining of 224. And so if that carried over, and you paid this, and you pay what you've already paid Hawkins, to me, you're $53,000 over. But, you know, maybe there was amendments that I don't have
I don't
privy
think,
to.
I don't remember
Since
any.
it's not spelled out.
One change order that they made, I don't know if that's what it's gonna say.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so, I don't know, if we just need to amend, so I was told, and we were right there doing the budget, but I was told until y'all approved it, even the council couldn't add it to the budget.
I think we need a budget amendment, don't we, Tom? Yeah,
What's your resolution?
yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
What number do you want for this?
how-
They have to approve it, right?
They
Vote on it if
will
they want.
write it for them and then it goes to the council.
Okay, it's how much, 200 and, okay,
I mean, they, you know, contacted Jeremy today and asked where the money was.
Good.
And I told Jeremy that, you know, he knew that the budget had to be amended, but,
okay. So it's the 260, 627?
no, the 257.
257, okay,
That's the sewer part.
okay, okay.
And to me, I just added up everything that was going to Bell Park splash pad over since 2024. And to me, it's not. But I don't know if there was some amendments made. I can't find them. I just found one resolution where you added the 27,000. But I don't know. So however Tom thinks it needs to be. I've sent you some of this, Tom. I mean, do I do the resolution? Yeah, that's all and that's the fund. So to me, if they just amended the budget to add that, which is out of the capital, so I want that to go toward my spending of capital funds. That's it. So now, even if they pass it, it'll be March, right?
Yeah, March. We need a budget resolution.
Write it,
What?
I'll write it.
Okay, do we need, we can vote on it now, can't we? Okay.
If you would state the number that you want in there, if that's possible.
$257,862.
I'll give you this for it.
257 and what?
$257,862.
Gotcha,
Oh, you have it in.
Yeah, I got it right,
Thank
yeah,
you.
I got it.
gotcha.
So let me ask that question real quick. So once money is designated, even if it's not, because that kind of came up, because the bypass didn't get all the way paid in 2025, and I didn't really put it in the 2026 budget, but it was earmarked. So that was the question.
This isn't approved, that's an interesting question too. In the fiscal policies that I wrote and city council is looking at, in the capital section, there's a thing that says that it does not, if it's not spent, any portion that's not spent has to be put into the next year's budget for reappropriation. Otherwise, it goes away. Well, forgetting that, your situation is that project was approved, the bid was done, it was committed monies, it just wasn't put in the budget. So technically, you're on the hook for this, it's just not in the budget. So that's an interesting situation. You cannot say, well, it's not in the budget, we can't pay it.
No, I'm
We're
surprised.
legally
Ron
obligated.
hasn't said-
It was legally obligated.
Yeah, okay, okay.
We dropped the ball and not carrying it forward,
It wasn't carried
somebody?
forward.
Yeah,
There was
we
that.
wouldn't have had this amount, we'd have been a little bit short anyway, though,
Yeah.
20 or 30
I would've-
short.
I don't know what projects are going on, so it wouldn't have come to me to say, hey, you're not carrying something over. I would have been a great thing, and it didn't happen.
It's definitely not the first time it's ever happened.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Sure.
it's tough, yeah.
So,
Need a motion to,
Now, need a motion for to amend the budget for $257,862.
For the sewer portion of splash pad utilities?
Yeah.
I'll make a motion, we amend the budget for the sewer, portion of the splash pad.
Second.
Christian,
Yes.
Chad,
Yes.
Alex,
Yes.
and yes,
Unanimous.
unanimous, yep. Okay, Tim, James Fork customer discrepancy.
Yeah, as we now have all the customers on our water completely, and we're in the process of changing the meters out. Prior to that, a couple months ago, we began collecting the data for all the entries, so that we'd be ready to go as Steel Creek was getting close to finishing. And I discovered that we were supposed to have 53 customers, current customers, according to the contract. And we ended up having significantly less, 43, 44. And that was with a couple of new houses that were built since the contract was signed. Having said that, I don't recommend there's anything we do about it. So much time's gone by. I do think that we need to be more diligent in the future, because I believe that this is what, in the contract, and it looks like we authored the contract, because it's on our letterhead. It says the city of Greenwood agrees to pay a sum of $282,018.50 for the additional water rights of property containing 53 current James Fork Regional Water District customers. So I believe that that number was used to establish the price. Having said that, they see it differently. So many years have gone by, it looks like we authored the contract. I don't think there's anything to be done about it. One of those things that,
Out of curiosity, how did they see coming about that number?
they've got a lot of different notions. They've got like, they found probably 56 or 60 meters out there. But some of them, Amber's done a lot of diligent research. Some of them were houses that have been torn out for over 9 years. Some of them were on vacant lots.
The dollar amount was based on the 53.
Yeah.
So much per customer times
So
53.
much per customer, it equals about 5,000 something per customer when you break it down. You know, we paid $79,112 for the undeveloped 35.96 acres. But they had infrastructure and existing customers and loss of revenue. This is a way of justification for charging that amount. And it's just one of those things that I don't I feel like it's my job to let you guys know that. But again, I think at this point, especially since it kind of looks like the city proposed this, I'm sure they got that number somewhere. But it was in 2022. There is that many meters out there or more, but not current customers. Probably how it should have been worded is something to the effect of, James Fork, water rights to property containing James Fork customers, and not naming 53. When it says 53 current, to me that means customers, paying customers, and there are not 53 paying customers. More like 43 or 44.
So at the end of the day, they sold something that they didn't have to sell.
Pardon?
They sold something.
We just paid for something.
Well,
Well,
I mean,
Let me give you a little background. I got on the assessor's website and was counting lots, and I couldn't come up. It was hard to cut. So I went out and got my print off assessor's maps with property lines and went out and counted buildings. And there was one old metal building off on the west of one road, didn't know anything. And there was one I wasn't sure about. I talked to Tom. So I have between 46 and 48. I called their engineer, Mark Cook, said I'm not coming up with 53, coming up with 46 to 48. He says, I explained, he asked me where they, the other 7 are over on Cedar Valley. That's a road west. So several months later, I'm sitting with Cheryl Garner. Cheryl Garner is the real estate agent for Jacob Burton. And I talked about how we're getting customers on Cedar. She's like, you're not getting customers on Cedar Valley. I said, yeah, we are. so she pulled up a map she took in Mark Cook's office, that's where it showed in blue, and she pulled up on her phone and said, "See, you're not getting it." I was like, so they made a representation we were getting 53 and we weren't. And when I asked about it, they made a error or misstatement of fact.
I can't remember the exact count, but if you look at the exhibit, I think there's around 53 parcels or properties. It's maybe 52 or 51 or 54. So someone may have just looked at that exhibit and said 53 customers. We clearly didn't do our diligence as well, and that's the way they see it. Why are you telling us about it now? And so I don't think there's, I don't think it would benefit us any to, I'm just letting you know, as we move forward, that we need to, I guess, dot our i's and cross our t's a little better. It kind of looks like the city authored this when you look at it. I mean, it's on our letterhead. It looks like we sent it to them.
But they had to have given us the number. I mean, there was no way we could imagine that there's that, I mean, they told us a number that they did not, that they had 53 customers. They did not have 53 customers to sell. We bought it believing 53, and now there's 9 less or whatever that number is.
7 less, yeah.
Well, there's actually at least one, maybe 2 houses that were built after the fact, so that number would have been even less than what it is now, that were built since 2022. But nonetheless, that becomes a current customer, so I'm good with that. But yeah, you're exactly right in what you said. I just don't think there's any cheese down the tunnel pursuing it. You know, I just think it is what it is, and it's my duty to point these things out to you guys, and that's where it is. I don't recommend we do anything but be, pay attention more. So, you know, that, the data, they had the data. I wasn't involved in it in any shape or form. I'm sure they probably did give us the information. I did see a different workup on a proposed contract, and there might have been something John wrote, I don't know. It named 46 customers, but it never was anything that was approved. I think the big thing, and it says 53 current Jamesport customers.
It does. I'm looking at the agreement on my phone because I accessed it in my email. And it says current customers on there.
Yeah,
Got that? It also says the parties both agreed to it and all and stuff, you know?
yeah, I mean,
The contract speaks for itself.
Yeah.
well, they're not gonna pay us. Who reimburses, so it's just, I don't wanna make a big deal about it. And I wish I didn't have to stand up here and say it, because it's 3 years after the fact. And I regret that it took so long for us to get these customers on, but I couldn't do anything until our engineer got the plans out. And that was way down the list. And the good news is, they're on our water now. We fixed our first water leak on it today. So, we're in the process of changing the meters out, and I think we're real close to completing that. And,
In-house, or you got someone else doing it?
in-house.
Good deal.
So, Amber did a great job. She researched, we scoured it. I mean, she looked up county records, and I think they're feeling, in all fairness, Jeff, the guy who's running it now, he's doing a great job for James Fork, and he didn't have anything to do with this. So, and another piece of good news too is that we bought about 10 million or 11 million gallons less from James Fork last year than we did the year before. And they also didn't charge us for that. So that's a good thing. If we ever renegotiate, I would love to see us get that amount down and us make more water. Because the more water we make, the cheaper it is to make. And Pete's doing a great job, and we'd love to make more water. But you know, when you have to buy X amount, you know, you can't, you wanna get that amount. So James Fork has asked us, in fact, just during the cold snap and during the summer and winter, they've asked us to cut back, and what we propose to do, we'll do that, but we don't want you to charge us for it. And they're in agreement with that, so,
When's that contract come up?
I don't know.
Long time.
Long time.
It's probably a long time. Of course, any contract can be broken. I don't see a reason to do that.
I would still like to see us test them to see how much they can get us. They said they were gonna upgrade their pumps. I'm skeptical their pumps are gonna do that much more, but you don't know till they give, I'd really like to see if they can see what they can get us. After the 22 flood, when our intake was knocked out and we had no ability to generate water, we asked them to up it. They got up to 650, 660 for like 2 days, and they said, we're out, we gotta drop it back down. So we know that they couldn't even do that, consistently. Just, they could peak us up for 650, 660 for a couple days and down. So I like to see us, they're gonna upgrade these pumps and really get us more, so I'd like to sometime test it, see what they can do for us.
Jeremy Shores and I met today, and ironically, that conversation come up. We had a meeting back in, Dalton was still here, and their engineer was there, Teresa was there, Mayor Kinslow was there, Jeremy Shores was there. And that came up in that contract, it says that we can take up to.
1.2.
We can take up to like 1.2 million.
In a 24-hour period, yeah.
Yeah, and they can't give us that.
No, they can't.
There's a lot of time periods that they can't give us the 500,000. But their engineers said that they were making some improvements, and they were gonna do a test and turn it loose and just see. And Jeremy Shores asked me, and he's asked me twice now, have they done that yet? And the answer is no, they haven't done that yet. So I think that's something that we probably should pursue.
Yes.
Because it is in the contract, because if we were to have a particular type of situation where we were 100% offline.
Like we were in 22.
500,000 is not gonna work for us.
I mean, because we had a lot of water in the tanks, 650 for a couple of days and 500,000, and we got one of those, I consider getting that pump back online a small miracle. We had 2 pumps, and they spent several hours under several foot of water. They're electrical pumps. And people got blow dryers and whatever, and somehow got one of them to run again, which is a small miracle. One of them they couldn't, but they got one a few days later to run after doing whatever. And that was a small miracle, in my opinion, getting them to run again. I wouldn't expect them to be able to do that, but they did. So we were lucky.
Yeah, I mean, anything can happen. So that was a comment they made. They seem to get agitated sometimes when we ask things, but I think that was.
When I ask about their permit on their lake, they used to always get agitated, and I enjoyed their agitation.
They have made some good progress. They've done some work at their plant on their pumps, and they have something else on their Witcherville tank to do, and it's a tank that feeds us. They have something else to do around March. So I'm hopeful that whatever they do will be able to get us that amount. But I think also that somewhere in the future, not now, but somewhere in the future, we ask them to perform the test that they offered. We didn't ask, they offered it. And I think that it would be a good thing to know because,
Well, we asked for it, they can't meet it, it's a breach of contract, and then we renegotiate that contract and we make more water.
We think 100%
Yeah.
alike.
I mean, that's a simple way out, right?
Yeah.
you know, and I think for the most part, they need us and we need them. I don't think that we need them 15 million. That's something that was a number that they felt like they wanted it. And I think Pete would like to see that number more like at 12 million, wouldn't you? And then us make a little more water.
Just seems like they're holding the leash and we need to
They
turn this
are.
thing around a little bit.
But we have not.
One part of the utility business is you have to have this little extra amount for peak. Texas learned that electricity, water, you have to have this little extra for peak. But that peak is used so little each year, it's very expensive. James Fork has a wonderful situation. When their peak hits, they ask us to take less. So they can sell 90+% of their capacity year round. And their peak is for us to sell less, so it's really ideal for them.
I think James Fork in the future, they're real close to getting a grant for their lake, and there's a lot of things going on with it. I think in the future, they're gonna be bigger players in this region. We don't have any other source, and we clearly can't. I don't think, the way Greenwood has grown and the demand and with the, climate, you know, who knows? I mean, we've had such a dry fall. We've got plenty of water in the lake, but that's because we purchased water. I don't know. I don't know what the answer is, but I would like to see them at some point. I think that we should follow up and ask them, and then if they refuse to, then that's be weird. But I don't. They offered it, so I think the bad thing is summer's coming up, and that's probably not a good time for them.
No, I would like to do the test in the spring or fall when it's kinda easy.
Yeah. So, anyway, I kinda wish that I just almost said nothing, but I was disappointed because I felt like that did affect the price, but then again, they could've just changed the price on 43 to, you know, if they wanted to, I mean, I suppose.
Well, little history, the first, they drew up they had Jeremy Shores draw up this estimate based on this state guideline, how to come up with the price. And there was a thing for, you paid so much for the pipe you're getting from the seller. And it was the value of the pipe prorated over 40-year value. And if the pipe was over 40 years, they didn't get any value for the pipe. It was over 4 years old. And Jeremy Shores got the information from them, and they showed it was 30 or 32 years old. Well, that pipe was put in 73 or 74, so it was 48 or 49 years old at the time. So when we took that off, all of a sudden, 7 extra customers came on.
So, I will say this, Jeff used to be their water treatment, manager, and he's now running James Fork. And he's made more progress probably in the last year or two than probably the last many years. He's doing a good job. He's, very easy to work with. He bends over backwards to work with me, and I do him. So we do have a good relationship. I think our relationship is probably better than ever, and me, I always see things kind of black and white. It's always just business with me, but some people don't see it that way. They do just business with me, but I do think that we're moving in a better direction than we have in a long time with James Ford. And he didn't have any part of this, and nor did I. But anyway.
Okay, competitive bid waiver on tank.
So, I don't know that I'm prepared for you guys to vote this tonight. The reason why I don't have something in front of you, this is how this all started out. We had, our sanitary survey was way late. I mean, the guy gave me the results about 2 years late. Every 2 years, we get a sanitary survey. And we were scheduling the next sanitary survey before we even got the results for the first one. That's how backlog the health department is. And so they have a new protocol. They want all tanks inspected every 5 years. Well, I did that, and then they wanted the results. The only thing the tank I didn't have done was a 1,000,000-gallon tank at the water treatment plant. I'm gonna try to give you a quick history on it. And that was Greg's purview at that time. But nonetheless, and it was built in 2017, so it is also now new. So the company that did the inspection made a big list of deficiencies. And during the sanitary survey, Tommy Johnson came down and looked and he said, you know, I don't know if I agree with all of these, and I'll get back with you in a few weeks. And he never got back with me. So all those deficiencies that they asked me to correct are still pending. So I have networked, I've contacted numerous people, numerous contacts. Some of the companies are Joplin, I would consider that local. I would consider them at least a drive down,
Regional,
take a
yeah.
look. They didn't. I've had one company respond, and the company that responded, ironically, is a subsidiary of Midco Diving, the people who did the tank inspection. So they're owned by them. And, they gave me a quote, it was like $119,000, and it was broke out on all the different tanks. So I kinda got frustrated, and I thought, well, I'll just wait competitive bidding, and I told Teresa, that, you know, when you do something like that, being an ordinance, I kinda think this body can do it completely, but I always run through the council as well, but you guys definitely need, in my opinion, it needs to go through you guys also. So Teresa wanted me to get another quote. Well, I've made efforts to get another quote, and I haven't been successful. So I'm gonna try again to get at least one other quote. The problem with these quotes are very esoteric in the way people, they're looking on paper. They're not gonna come down and climb up and look at a hatch and this and that and the other, but and that's, I don't know. I just decided to go with a person who, was interested and was gonna do the job. But to waive competitive bidding, I think we probably, I need to get at least one other quote, and just, you know, that we're in the ballpark. It's very specialized. I don't like to waive competitive bidding. I think this is a good example, a good reason to, because it's not run-of-the-mill work that just anyone does, that you hire just anyone. So, maybe, right now is in the scheduling process. I want to get a schedule. I think I could I would hate to even schedule it if this guy don't get the work, even though the schedule may be 3 months out. But nonetheless, it's gotta get done. It's mandated by the health department. So, let me work on getting, some things together.
Has this health department become anxious yet?
No,
Okay.
but that's how they do. It seems like the trend these days is they just kinda let things stew, and then all of a sudden you gotta have it done tomorrow. I don't know, has that been kind of your experience?
Yeah, we had something repaired, and we didn't do it like they said, because we were tired of waiting, and they just did it, wasn't like they said, they came out, looked at it, said, looks good to us. So I'm just saying, get it, they just want it done.
Yeah,
They
I
just
think
want it
they'd be
done.
happy if we just did it, but.
So you're gonna come back,
At some point, right now, I'm just trying to get done. This is from last year.
so we're gonna come back next month and give us a number, and then we'll start the
I'm gonna do
process?
my best to get another quote, to give you guys a number. Oh, and the thing is, maybe we could do this in reverse. If I get a number, I could run it, since the council meeting will be before our next meeting, I could run it through them on the contingency that y'all are okay with.
Right,
And then bring it back to you guys, if that sounds good.
and you think it's gonna be $100,000-some-odd?
Yeah,
Okay.
I bet you 124.
Okay.
He's honoring the same number he gave me last year, imagine that.
Who is it? I'm just curious.
Uh,
You know the name? I'm just curious.
It's TMS, TSM,
I'm just curious.
they're from up north, they're from like Montana or somewhere,
Montana?
I think.
Just get a referral.
Well, at this point, yeah, if you can't get anyone else to do it, you know, and no one seems to be interested.
And this is mainly getting sediment out of the tanks, primarily. Isn't that the biggest part of it?
No,
More
it's
to it.
gaskets, it's corrective. There's a few things that we could do, but there's a few things that we can't do. Some of it's gonna, drain, they'll just be kick on drains, how they want them to come down, and they want them to have a certain sieve on the mesh, and, you know, I like to do duct builds, if you do duct builds. Every time you put this real fine sieve, they're worried about a teeny tiny insect getting through our regular mesh and go up there and laying eggs. And then there's some of it, it's just a lot of little odds and ends, but it's all specialized because it's on a tank, and it's a lot of it's a gasket on a hatch. Some of it's simple stuff, some of it's not so simple. Some of it's drain extensions, you know, the drain may come out of the top of the tank, because that's the way the tank was designed and built back then. Now, all of a sudden, they want it to come down here within so many feet of the ground.
And a cement pad underneath it.
Yes.
Yeah, we had to do all that.
It's just a lot of little bitty things. And then now they want the transfer, well, I call it transfer tank that holds 43,000 gallons of dry filter. They want that inspected. They consider that a tank. I don't consider that a tank. They consider that a tank. They want that inspected. Never had that done before. And that's probably gonna be something that's not included in this $120,000. It's probably gonna have to be outsourced again to a tank cleaning. They can do inspections robotically, but if they have to do any cleaning out, I have to get divers to go in, or we have to take the tank completely offline. And, in some cases you can do that, some cases you can't. Most cases you can't take the tank completely offline, although we did this weekend. Accidentally.
Yeah, we don't wanna do that again.
No. Anyway, so we'll just keep that food for thought, and if I should get the information, because every time we just puts us another month out. And so Teresa thought, you know, due to all the controversy and wisely, I might say, due to all the controversy on way of competitive bidding, that we should have more quotes. And I've tried, it's not for lack of. But a quote is a quote anyway, it's not a bid,
Alright,
so. that's
let's
fine.
reverse on project reports. Let's start with wastewater, give Tim a break.
We didn't have a lot going on, and we were winterizing. We did get the 16-inch valve installed on that, you know, the bypass line, the new line, that's in. We are trying to get SCADA quotes. We had one company come out, and we're just start with 2 of our lift stations to give us alarms when
Right.
those go out. We have found all the missing manholes, except maybe a couple, and they're covered with cement, but we're gonna hold Jeremy's feet to the fire and have him do the sewer model. Even if those are not surveyed, we want a sewer model, that's all.
How do they get covered with cement?
I don't, you know,
Okay.
I don't know if they were
Paved
paved
over?
over,
Okay,
or, you
okay.
know, and they could be dead, but we're gonna, he said that by the end of the month or the 1st of March, his crew will come out, spend, you know, almost a week with my crew and get the rest of the manholes. And I told him I want that sewer model. And, other than that, we were just doing basic, you know, maintenance, and we are trying a new chemical out of the plant to try to get away from lime, but the cold weather kind of wasn't in our favor. This chemical doesn't work very good, so we're been busy, but no big things.
The system held up okay during the cold weather? System held up okay during the cold weather?
Yeah, we had people coming out every day, even when was no travel, checking everything, and so they stayed on top of it. And we did good.
Okay, thank you. Okay, Tim, water distribution.
Okay, so I asked Amber here tonight in case y'all had any questions. A lot of times there's billing questions, and some of them had any, but she knows it better than me and does a great job. But she assisted in some of the looking at stuff, so in case y'all had any questions. So as you know, we have a boil order issue for Shell Lake. And also that affects the new customers that we just took over, the 40-some odd customers. And, so best we can tell, it was around 10 a.m. Sunday morning, a split occurred in a 12-inch line. It's a high-pressure line, transmission line primarily, that goes back to its route. It goes to the tank that feeds the Shell Lake area. And that tank also backfeeds and comes back through our pump station to a pressure reducing valve, and goes out to the western end of town to Walmart and so on. It's kind of does a double duty, so to speak. The good news is, we made a connection to the check valve in across the A1 Automotive across the road, so we have an auxiliary feed going out west, so we were able to keep those people in water probably didn't have the pressures that they're used to seeing, but they have water, and they have water at a legal pressure.
With no boiler on that.
Yeah, no boiler. So, any rate, when we get out there, there's just so much water, and,
So boiler didn't hit Walmart or the school?
no.
Or that's very good.
And, so, I think everybody got a piece of that. I actually called Brian Goodwin because I wanted to knock about 5 or 6 hours off getting that back online, and we did by him coming and bringing a couple laborers. And Kenny Dorsey, myself, Ed Jankowski, and Larry Roberts, we went out. I even called Amber in because I wanted her preparing the document. You have to notify 2 media sources. I knew it was gonna happen. I could've, the weird thing about, and there's 2 kinds of bull, there's a precautionary bull order and a bull order. This was a precautionary bull order. There's typically not, I would go drink the water right now, but I can't tell you to go drink the water right now. So, a bull order means a known pathogen is in the water system. A precautionary bull order means you're just boiling your water as a precaution because you had a negative pressure for X amount of hours. So I knew that was gonna happen, and I also knew that I had to be out there and didn't have time to be in the office preparing this letterhead because it has to be sent, notified to the media on official letterhead, and there's certain criteria you have to follow. So I called Amber, and she came in and did it, and took care of that for me. So we actually had the boil order out before the line was restored. And of course, some people say, well, I got a boil order and I don't even have any water. Well, that's why you have boil order. You don't have any water. Nonetheless, you know, that was a little out of order, but to me, that's perfectly acceptable. The weird thing about precautionary boil orders is technically you have 24 hours to notify the health department and to notify your customers. I've always found that odd because you could be planning a boiler at 10 a.m. Someone could come in at 5 p.m., drink the water, and then they see the next morning on the 6 a.m. news, oh, there's a boiler, I'm gonna die, I drank the water, you know, and it's just odd, but those are the rules. And used to, I always called the health department, and I talked to the security guard, and he took the notes down. And so this time I kind of followed protocol, and I didn't get here till I didn't notify the health department till the next morning, because I knew I had 24 hours. So Amber came in, handled that end of it for me. That freed me up to handle the working end of it. Pete came in, and he had David making water, but Pete came in and stayed late. And Pete is bad about doing things before I get a chance to ask him, which is a good thing. He turned the chlorine up, which is good, and gave us a higher chlorine residual, which I was gonna ask him to do the next day, but he had already done it, and that's great, because that increases our chance of all the bacteriological samples passing.
Not your first rodeo, huh, Pete?
So, that was a good thing. So, everybody in the water department got a piece of this. It was a big break. It was a 12-inch line, approximately 12 feet split. The line is 25 years old. It runs under high pressure. Things just happen in water systems.
And your people were first notified around 10-ish, and you had several people out there working by 11:30?
I looked at the SCADA system, and it looks like that's kind of
When the break happened?
When we started to see, it probably started before then, but by the time it started showing up on the SCADA system, it was around 10 a.m.
Was the SCADA alarm notifying, or is a customer calling in notifying?
We're about to redo the SCADA system this year, but something's been going on that I didn't know has been going on. That's the thing about alarms, you don't know that they're not working until something like this happens. What happens is it's been notifying the SCADA system, but it's not been
Calling.
going through and hitting our phones. It's not been coming to the employees' phones, and we don't know why. It's some kind of disconnect in the system, so we're gonna get that fixed. Having said that, it wouldn't have changed anything. And so, we ended up with probably a foot of water in that tank. A lot of people still have water.
Cause it's in the line, yeah,
We just didn't have much pressure.
pressure, yeah.
And when you lose that much water, and it was a lot of water, when you lose that much water, it was perfect candidate.
What time did y'all finish up out there? What time at night?
I'm thinking I left there around 9:30-ish. We probably had it back together by about six or 6:30. But we wanted, what we did before we turned it loose to the customers, where we isolated it and pushed it to the tank, because air tends to go to the highest place, and we wanted the air to go to the tank as much as possible, because water hammers cause damage when it's combined with air.
Yeah.
It
A
has
lot more,
potential to do a lot more damage to customer-owned things. So we waited a couple of hours then at the shop until we got 9 feet of water, or 8 or 9 feet of water in before we opened up. And, so I think I got home around 10-ish, I don't know, but, we had good weather. It's still a little bit cool. And, there was snow all around. It was just one of those things. At least it was in daylight. That would have been way challenging. Now, it's challenging anyway, and people don't understand. Everyone can second guess you, but those situations, on the best case scenario, are organized chaos. On the worst scenario, just chaos. And you're trying to, and you have so much water, you keep thinking, do I have the valves all the way off? Because sometimes some of the older valves will seep and leak through. So you're going back and rechecking. Well, every time you recheck them, you have to open them up. So you just send more water. So, you're always thinking and overthinking and rethinking it. And everyone did a good job. Amber got in on it. Pete got in on it.
I'm gonna have Pete give us a little
I'm
summary.
beginning to use, to realize that we've got people that can do other things that I used to have to do
Right.
solely on my own. And that way I can be out there doing what I need to be doing, which is, in fact, I have to be the license operator, have to be out there. So anyway, that's in a nutshell. I think it was handled good. It was a long day. The repair went relatively fast. It was just getting the water down where you could work on it. And we even dug a trough, we created a new creek out there. And there's gonna be some site restoration that goes on that's not gonna happen until spring on Charles Elmore's property.
Have you talked to Mr. Elmore?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we're out there.
He's good, okay.
Yeah, and they understood. And I hope it doesn't happen again. And that's what people don't realize, I think. When these things occur, they think it's something we did, and we're the people out fixing it. We're not the people that caused it. And so, if it breaks again, we didn't cause it.
It's,
We're gonna go out and fix it.
it's the materials used, the way it was installed by the contractor 25 years ago, and the pressures involved. Those are the 3 factors.
This is an SDR 14, which is considered vinyl iron. The standard C900 is SDR 18, which stands for size dimension ratio. This stuff is this thick. It's so heavy. It's hard to pick up a half a stick. It's super heavy. This is the best pipe you can get for PVC. The problem is it don't bend. It'll bend a little and then it breaks. It splits, and this just split all along the bottom. And consequently, even though it was a lot of water, it's hard to get all of that water drained out. And that's why we had that valve. If you remember here about a year ago, we had a repair that we had to make, and we had a valve cut in, because we didn't want our customers, we didn't want to lose a tank, and we didn't want our customers to be out of water for 6 to 8 to 12 to 14 hours. And so we chose to go the expensive route and have a valve cut in line, and so that we could isolate and keep people in water. So anyway, it was a good fix. It was a good job. Everybody got a little of it. So Jeremy and I had, I'll finish up because I'm long-winded, I apologize. Jeremy and I had a discussion today. We're working on closing out these projects. Steep Creek, did a little punch list today. Good one's effectively done. There's like one hydrant to remove and a little bit of cleanup. They'll be paid out. I'm thinking Shannon told me that she would have the information that I need tomorrow, and if she doesn't, it's no big deal, that I can present to Jeremy so that he can present it to, the state to get reimbursement of 1.6 million and, something like that. So we're moving forward. I asked Jeremy about the dam permit renewal. I said, are we gonna be okay? And he said, yes. And, he seemed rather confident. He's hired someone, but that's their specialty, and they're also working with the others. But I do think that we have a little seepage, and that may have to be addressed, and so that's been my concern. The dam permit renewal is a big deal, and it's on timeline, it's due by fall. Also, our copper service, our lead copper service line inventory is due by fall. We've got a lot on our plate, and we did hire 2 people. Hopefully, they work out well. One was to replace someone who had left, and the other was a future hire that we had discussed. And so we did hire 2 people. We interviewed numerous people. Did the best we could, but I had a stack of applicants this big. We put the word out, and then we actually physically interviewed a lot of people. So, did the best we could. Any questions?
Pete, why don't you give us an update on anything you want to, plus tell us what you did Sunday and Monday with all the extra water, how much water you made, working schedule, all good stuff.
The water plant run for 34 hours straight. It started at 7 o'clock Sunday morning, and we got full 5 o'clock Monday afternoon. We produced 1.9, we treated 1.9 million gallons of water in 34 hours. The information Tim was telling you about the James Fork, I kept up with that. 2025, we purchased 11.77 million less gallons of water from James Fork, and we pumped 11.15 more out of the lake than we did in 2024.
And we were lucky, Dave was up there making water when the leak got discovered, just, he was scheduled, and so it was already, so he pumped up, and then you came in, gave me a little relief for a while, didn't you?
David was working Sunday, was his scheduled day. He left at 4 o'clock, which was his scheduled time to leave. I come in about 3, and stayed till 2 o'clock in the morning. David come back in, and then, I
At
was
2 in the
back-
morning?
Yes. And then I was back in at 8:30 Monday morning, and David went home about 11 o'clock Monday, but he come back in at 2. And we were prepared to stay Monday night, but things filled up and we didn't have to.
1.9 million gallons,
Yes, in 34 hours.
good job.
When I got here, I was told that plant wouldn't run more than 10 hours straight, but I guess we debunked that theory. It could run 34 hours straight without any issues.
Anything else?
Any questions?
Just good job.
Yeah, thank you, good job. Good job on everyone involved with that. Okay, anything else from anyone? Any open discussion or citizen comments?
Pete and I won in the chili contest. He won 3rd place. I won 2nd place
saw
in the
that.
city chili
Who
contest.
beat y'all?
Sunny Bell.
Oh, Sunny Bell, okay.
Yeah.
We know that's called losing.
Yeah. Oh, we got trophies, and the other like 6 or whatever didn't get trophies.
Okay.
It was just fun.
Do I have a motion to adjourn?
Make a motion, we adjourn?
Second? Alex?
Yes.
Chris?
Yep.
Chad? Yes. And yes, we are adjourned.
Yes.